Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of RC Classic Garage and welcome to my 1967 Alfa Romeo Duetto Spider. So in this video I'll take you through the features of this car, the features of the Alfa Romeo Spider and what it's been like to maintain and own for the last 20 odd years. The first thing to note about this special Alfa Romeo is the roundtail back. So that was either known as the Duetto Spider or the roundtail Spider. And these were really produced between 1966, 1967, 68 and stopped in 69. The earlier models originally came out in 1600, which is what this car is, and then later came out in 1300 and 1750s. Now you can always tell the original 1600 Duetto from the writing on the back where the badge is written across like that, rather than the 1750 that goes across the boot lid. And also another sure way of telling it is looking for the side repeater lights, which sit on the back side of the fender rather than in front of the wheels. So this being an early original Duetto Spider. A joke in the Alfa community is that they say this is a car that made Dustin Hoffman famous, where he famously drove this Alfa Romeo, one like this, in the film The Graduate. When looking at this car, it is exceptionally rare, and what makes it rare is the fact that it's right-hand drive. Many of these were produced in left-hand drive, and I think only about 350 were produced in right-hand drive.
It has this lovely 1600 Alfa engine, all aluminium, running a 5-speed gearbox, pushes out about 100 brake horsepower, and running off twin Weber carburetors. Really sweet engine.
The interior of the cars are very basic. You have wonderful gauges looking up at you, gear lever, and a couple of gauges to monitor the oil pressure, fuel and water temperature, and that's about it. So it's all about the driving experience with this car.
So let's do just that and take it out for a drive. The Alfa Duetto really is a driver's car. The 4-cylinder double overhead cam motor is just so smooth, and it just moves so easily through the 5-speed gearbox. The 100 horsepower provides ample power for the car, and with the top down, this is a fun car to drive. This car is still running its original set of wheels, which takes a 155 Pirelli tyre. The car still has its original Dunlop brake setup, which I would describe as adequate. The suspension is firm and the steering is pretty direct, something I would describe as a classic Alfa feeling. Alfa produced the 105 series Spiders from 1966 to 1993, so a 27-year production run. In that time, they produced 4 versions of the car, or 4 series of the 105 Spider. If you are looking at getting an Alfa Romeo Spider, I would say the early Series 1 is the one to go for. But they are becoming exceptionally rare and difficult to find. So if you can find one, I suggest you get it. As I said before, I've owned this car for almost 20 years, and very little has gone wrong with it in that time. Spare parts are absolutely plentiful for these cars, and they are very easy to work on and to maintain. This was my very first Alfa Romeo, and was the Alfa Romeo I restored. So it's a car that is very close to my heart. There is just something about getting behind the wheel of an old Alfa Romeo like this and just going out and having a cruise. These Alfa Romeos definitely aren't the fastest, nor the best handling. The only way to describe driving this car is pure fun. It really brings a smile to your face and a smile to anybody's face who sees the car. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of RC Classic Garage, where we've had a look at my Alfa Romeo Duetto Spider, a car that I've owned for 20 odd years, and just as you can see, I'm a big fan of the car. So if you can get one of these, I highly recommend it. Thanks again for watching, and see you all next time.